Hello students, today we do Huygens principle. Last time we did wavefront and its types, and I'm sure all of you now know what wavefront is. We'll also use wavefront here, so you should know what it is. Wavefront is a surface which is formed when we join all the points which are vibrating in the same phase in a medium. So coming to the topic Huygens principle, this principle is based on certain assumptions. The first assumption is each point on wavefront will act as a source of new disturbances which are known as secondary wavelet, and these disturbances moves in forward direction with the velocity of light. This means if we have a source of light, suppose I have a point source of light, the light comes out from this point source will be spherical in a shape. So the shape what we are getting is a wavefront which is spherical in shape. According to this, if I take, what is happening here, you see I draw so many spheres, so many wavefronts, 1 2 3 4. How it reaches from here to here? What happens if I take a point here? What will happen? If I take point here, the light will spread out. The light will spread out from here. And if I take point here, light will come out from this point. Anywhere, if you take point anywhere, any portion, these wavefronts are also light. If I take point anywhere on it, light will spread out from here. So this light which is coming out from these particular points, this light, this, it is known as secondary wavelet. Okay beta, suppose when you turn on the torch, when I turn on the torch is also a source of light. Well, what will happen? Light spreads out like this. And now if I take a point on any portion of the light, this point will act as a source of new disturbance. Means if I take a point and on any portion of light, then from this point further light spreads out. From this point light further spreads out. If I take point here, light further spreads out from this point, and light which is spreading out from this particular point, this spreading out light is known as secondary wavelet. Now is it clear to you what is secondary wavelet? And light which is coming from this particular point, this particular portion, this portion is known as primary one. Okay, this is primary, and which is spreading out further is known as secondary. So this is secondary wavelet. Now the second assumption is, if I draw envelope on this secondary wavelet, if I draw envelope on secondary wavelet, this is the secondary wavelet, this is secondary. Now if I draw envelope on secondary wavelet, which I am drawing now, is it clear to all of you? The envelope which I draw on the secondary wavelet, now is it clear? Firstly it was not clear, I think. Now is it clear to all of you? This envelope is known as new wave front. So Second assumption is, if we draw an envelope on these secondary wavelets, we get the shape and position of new wave front. Okay beta, now is it clear to you? I have a source of light from which point source of light from which light is coming out, means this light which is coming out is my wave front, and if I take point on any portion of this wave front, this point will act as a source of new disturbances. If I take a point on this portion of wavefront, this will act as a source of new disturbances. And if I draw an envelope over this envelope will give me new wave front. This what Huygens principle is all about. Now to explain it further, I'll draw a point source of light. Suppose, let us consider a point source of light from which we are considering a point source of light from which light is coming. Let it be here. Suppose this is a point source of light from which light is coming. Suppose light is coming this way, it is spreading out like this, it is spreading out like this. Now I am considering a point source of light which I represented by point S. So light is coming out from this point of source of light, and we know what will be the shape of wavefront. It is spherical in shape. Okay beta, I'll draw only one, otherwise trigram will not be neat anymore. I'll draw only one wavefront. I'll show you only one wavefront. Suppose S is a point source of light from which light is coming out, and the shape of the wavefront is spherical. Let it be A and B. I represent this wavefront, the main wavefront, by AB. I name it by AB. Now we find the position of new wavefront. Now we will find the position of new wavefront. This is the primary. We will find after some time a new wavefront. We will find the position of new wavefront. Suppose when I draw the wavefront AB, initially let the time be t. Initial time be t when I draw the wavefront AB. Now we find new wavefront after small time. Let it be delta t. So now I am finding the position when time is after time t plus delta t. Initial, when my time was t, my wavefront was AB. Now I will find the new wavefront after time delta t. What will happen when time passes? How we will get the new wavefront? Now beta, to find the position of new wavefront, what we will do? We'll go according to the assumptions of Huygens principle. What is the assumption? First assumption, what he assumed? If we take point on primary wavefront. Now to find the position of new wavefront, I am considering the points, different points on this primary wavefront. Suppose these are the different points. I label it by A, let it be B and C. Okay, I am drawing only these 4 points. D, there are so many, but I am showing you only these 4 points. Now you know distance is equal to speed into time. We have to find out after what time light will reach here, when we will get a new wavefront. So you know distance is equal to speed into time, or distance, speed of light is represented by c and time is t. Suppose initially light we have here, and how we will get here, this much is the distance which is it has to travel. That distance is c into t. So now with A, B, C and D as center, because according to Huygens principle, each point on wavefront will act as a source of new disturbances, will act as a source of secondary wavelet. Now with A as center and radius equal to, we are taking time delta t. So here radius is equal to, radius mean distance is equal to c into delta t. With A as center and radius is equal to c delta t, we draw the circles here. But my diagram is not that much neat. Okay, these points should be come in the center. It should be like this, the center point, and it is like this. It's center point and it is like this. Point should come in the center. So now these circles which I show here, or you can easily see these circles, all these circles are called secondary wavelet. These circles, all these circles are called secondary wavelet. Okay, first point is clear. Each point on primary wavefront, AB is the primary wavefront, each point on primary wavefront will act as a source of new disturbance. We get the new disturbance, and what these new disturbances are called secondary wavelets. Okay beta. Now what is the second point? If we draw an envelope on these secondary wavelets, we get the shape. So now I'm drawing the envelope or tangent. We'll get the new shape. Beta, my diagram is not that neat. I'm saying this thing again and again. We get the shape of the envelope. It is A dash B dash. One is forward envelope, another is backward envelope. Backward envelope is A double dash and B double dash. Okay beta. So this way we find the position of new wavefront, which is A dash B dash and also A double dash B double dash. But beta, here I would like to tell you one thing. The backward wavefront does not exist. And now all of you might be thinking and must be thinking, why this backward wavefront does not exist? But actually what happened, when they did the experiment, experimentally no such propagation was found. Backward wavefront mean light is also propagating in backward direction, but experimentally it was not found. Backward propagation was not found. Then to overcome this, Fresnel gave an arbitrary assumption, or arbitrary factor, which is known as, that factor is known as obliquity factor. We call that factor as obliquity factor. This Fresnel gave, this factor was given by Fresnel to overcome this problem for the backward propagation. Why we not see the backward propagation of light? So this factor is 1 plus cos theta 1 by 2. This is the factor which is called as obliquity factor. This factor was given by the Fresnel to overcome this problem. Why there is he explained why there is no backward flow. This factor, according to this factor, the intensity of light depends on this. Intensity of light depends on this. That, and what theta is? Theta is the angle. This theta is the angle between the normal to the our original wavefront and normal to the secondary wavefront. Okay beta, if suppose our wavefront was like this, and this is the point O, and this is normal to the original wavefront, and this is to the secondary, and this angle is theta. Okay, now what happened when theta is 0? When theta is this comes to here, theta is 0, we get only the forward propagation, and in the backward the theta is in the backward direction. This is for forward, and in the backward direction you can see backward direction, you can also see easily what is the theta is. What theta is? Theta is 180 degree. When you put here 180 degree, cos 180 is 0, so you do not get the intensity of light. So we not see the backward propagation of light. So beta, this what Huygens principle is all about, and I hope it is clear to all of you. From next time we'll do the laws of reflection and refraction, any of laws, either of reflection or refraction, on the basis of Huygens principle. Thank you beta.